All right. Yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He's Johnny North. RingsideReport.net is our website. That's the place you want to go for all your MMA coverage, everything in the UFC, everything in the WWE, AEW, NXT, pro wrestling, MMA. We've got it at RingsideReport.net. If you're listening to the show on the radio, if you missed a show, you can go download the podcast at RingsideReport.net. You can subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, you can watch every show that we do on YouTube as well. You can see the show as we do it on our YouTube channel. If you're there, thank you very much for being there. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel while you're here, and click the bell because we've always got stuff going on the YouTube channel, including a UFC 247 watch-along. You can check that out on our website. You'll have the link right there on the front page at ringsidereport.net. UFC 247, Johnny Bones Jones, Dominic Reyes, big UFC light heavyweight title main event. So definitely check us out on YouTube for that, the big UFC 247 watch-along. AJ will be here. Johnny will not be here because he's got a big pro wrestling match to have because Johnny is a pro wrestler and he's always busy being a pro wrestler. Of course, I'm wearing his cool Genesis shirt right now as we speak, the cool Johnny North shirt, which I think is still available for purchase, right?
There's only a few left, but yes.
All right, so if you contact Johnny North on Twitter at North Genesis, maybe he can still hook you up, and we'll tell you about where you can see Johnny North in the ring in a town near you coming up a little bit later on the show. We have a lot to get to here as far as the WWE and AEW. Brock Lesnar will be wrestling in, 3 weeks now at Super Showdown? We're sitting here, we're the weekend, and we've got 1, 2, 3 episodes of Raw before Brock Lesnar's next title defense against Ricochet. Ricochet winning a triple threat match this week on Monday Night Raw over Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley to become the number 1 contender, I guess, even though Drew McIntyre is still kind of waiting in the wings because he won the Royal Rumble and he's getting the title shot at WrestleMania. Could it be Drew McIntyre and Ricochet at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship? I think highly unlikely, right? But we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the new Intercontinental Champion, Braun Strowman. He won the title on SmackDown last week, beating Shinsuke Nakamura, ending his very long reign as Intercontinental Champion. And I wonder where Shinsuke, Sami, and Cesaro go from here and what Braun Strowman might be doing with this Intercontinental title, his first singles championship in the WWE, which is kind of surprising considering how many times he's wrestled for the kind of heavyweight titles, right? The WWE title or Universal title or whatever. Braun has been in the mix a lot, and this is his first singles championship. His only other championship in the WWE, of course, won with a child, a tag team title at WrestleMania.
And Seth Rollins. I guess you can call him the child.
Oh, right. He won. Yeah, that was a very short-lived reign, though, right?
It was.
They could have done more with that. I like that thing, but they didn't really push it very far, and it ended with Braun losing another world title match against Seth, right?
It's pretty much what always happens with Braun Strowman. He lost to Brock like 2 or 3 times, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
It's what happens.
Well, it shouldn't have happened. He was Money in the Bank, too, when he lost that. It's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad. When you really think about it, Braun Strowman, he needed this Intercontinental title, right?
Well, to do something, because on SmackDown, what has he done so far? Absolutely nothing. So he needed this, and I'm guessing they're gearing him towards a match with Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's a theory. That makes sense.
Well, Sheamus always complains that there's no big, tough competition. I think Strowman is that, so he'll get that big match.
Sure.
I still think we get Daniel Bryan Nakamura, though, at WrestleMania.
I don't really know why they would do that, though.
Just 2 great wrestlers wrestling?
Yeah.
You can sell that easily. People want to see that. I want to see that.
I would like to see it, but I'm not sure the WWE is going to give it to us. I have no idea what they're doing with Daniel Bryan. We have another match set for Super Showdown other than Brock and Ricochet. Bill Goldberg will be coming back. He's going to be wrestling at Super Showdown. And John Morrison and The Miz will be getting a tag team title shot against Kofi Kingston and Big E for the SmackDown tag titles in what I'm going to call a tag team dream match. I mean, we have this tag team in John Morrison and The Miz that was very successful. I liked the Miz and Morrison tag team. It's really the only time I've ever truly enjoyed the Miz's work in the WWE. And I think John Morrison is a really good tag team wrestler. I've thought that he's a talented guy, but as a single star, I've never quite seen him as the top guy, the main guy.
Right.
But as a tag team guy, I've always thought he's been excellent and been part of some of the top tag teams in the division whenever he's in them, be it with Miz and Morrison or with Eminem that he came into the WWE with Joey Mercury and Melina. I mean, that was a great act. Eminem was a fantastic tag team, and I think John Morrison really is a tag team specialist. Like, as much as he's been a single star and had some success more so outside of WWE than inside as a singles guy, right?
Definitely.
But as a tag team wrestler, I think he's fantastic. And The Miz, I think he's also best suited in a tag team because you kind of hide some of the weaknesses and you let him shine when he needs to. I think Miz and Morrison are a really good tag team, and now they face the New Day, who may be the greatest tag team of all time. That's a huge match at Super Showdown. It's big. I'm happy about that. I like that match a lot.
Well, what I like mainly is that Morrison Kofi, the chemistry there is amazing. They've wrestled each other for so many years, and usually the matches are some of the better matches you see on the show. So just to put them in a tag team, I think it's probably the best suit for them right now because they're not in the singles championship run right now. So the tag team, it's kind of dead right now. There's no other tag teams you think about on SmackDown.
Well, the Usos are always there.
Okay. But they're kind of doing the Roman Reigns thing, right?
Yeah, but how long is that really going to last before they decide to be in the tag team division for real?
Okay.
I mean, they just came back.
So they're on the sidelines kind of in a sense.
You could do New Day and the Usos at WrestleMania easily.
Yeah.
It's a WrestleMania match. Like, as many times as we've seen it, they've been gone for a while. If Woods can come back by Mania,
that's not going to happen.
Well, maybe be in their corner at least.
Still, I don't think you really need to sell that. I mean, it's just another Usos New Day match. It's been overdone. I don't think they should do that again.
I think it's two of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Didn't they already wrestle WrestleMania before, like in a
one-on-one?
No,
not one-on-one.
Okay.
I'd like to see it one-on-one. It's one of those matches that deserves like a WrestleMania spot because it's such a classic WWE match. Those two tag teams, two of the greatest tag teams walking today and two of the greatest tag teams that WWE has ever had.
Right, but they kind of filled out cards where it's like, well, there's not much going on in this pay-per-view, but they stole the show kind of thing because there wasn't much on the undercard. WrestleMania, it's overpacked.
Right. But you got to give the New Day a match at WrestleMania, and what else are you going to do with them?
I just worry it would be on the pre-show.
Another, like, multi-man tag team match? Like, it's not as...
They'll be in the Battle Royal, right? There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would rather they get... I mean, you can't give Kofi Kingston from last year what he did at WrestleMania, winning the title, having that amazing moment with his family, becoming WWE champion.
Yeah.
And then the next year, you're going to put him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? Kofi's got to do something special at Mania this year. Something. And a match with the Usos, one-on-one. It's not, like, incredible. It's not mind-blowing, but it's special. It'll mean something, and the match will be good.
Well, if it's going to be for the tag team titles, I guess that kind of makes it special a little bit. But they've had their better days, I think. It was better when they were actually, like, face heels, like, when it was, like, not just both being faces. Like, there's no heat there. That's the problem right now. It's just, yeah, they had good matches with each other. Let's wrestle each other again. Like, Edge, Christian, Hardy's, Dudley's, it helped when, like, it wasn't all faces.
They could put something online. They could say last time ever.
Okay. That would help a little bit. That would make it a little bit more interesting.
They say it's the last time ever, and then, it's not, but...
Well, at least
some sort of
something.
stipulation,
Right. No, that's a good idea. Hopefully they do it. I don't know if they will.
I'd like to see Kofi get something at WrestleMania this year. Like, he's not going to win the WWE Championship. He's not going to wrestle The Fiend. He's not going to do anything big, but something. Because I don't think he did anything wrong.
Right? No, he didn't do anything wrong.
You know, like, that's what I don't like about what has happened to Kofi Kingston over the past year. And a lot of fans, a lot of the fans that were behind Kofi Kingston began to reject Kofi Kingston as soon as he won the championship. A lot of the same people that were like, oh, Kofi Mania, this is great. He's got to beat Daniel Bryan. This is what needs to happen. When I was saying, it would be better to build more sympathy if Bryan beat Kofi here at Mania and then, you give it to Kofi down the road. I didn't think that Kofi needed to win right away, but whatever. They had plans with
But
Kofi
they did that
and
already, though. Remember, Elimination Chamber was down to Bryan and Kofi lost there too, so...
Yeah.
So they already had Kofi lose.
All right, fine. So giving him the title at Mania was fine. But he was not a bad champion, but people were acting like he was.
Well, I mean, it's a lot like Diesel, where you didn't have really good challengers. You had Dolph Ziggler like 3 times.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt a lot. One was enough.
Yeah. They didn't give him a great story or set of opponents after he won the title. They gave him, like, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler and, like, Randy. I found the Randy matches, they under-delivered, unfortunately.
I thought they were good.
The SummerSlam was all right, but
I thought it was really good at SummerSlam.
But not a finish. I think a lot of people were disappointed with that. And the second match was really bad, I thought. Just very boring. Going through the motions. Didn't really seem like Randy cared.
At Money in the Bank, Kofi wrestled Kevin Owens.
Out of nowhere, because they remember he was with them, right?
Yeah, and then Kevin Owens turned on him for no reason.
Right.
Kevin Owens came back, but that was supposed to be Daniel Bryan, right? That's what happened there.
But Bryan was hurt.
Yeah, but Bryan was hurt or not ready to go or whatever.
Yeah.
So then Kevin Owens came back because he was gone, came back as a babyface with New Day, and then immediately turned on them for no reason in particular.
And then lost.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was whatever kind of match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing, but it was all right.
But that's the kind of stuff that they gave Kofi right off the bat, And then it was the Dolph Ziggler stuff right away.
For many pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Many Smackdowns.
It was, let's see here. It was Super Showdown. He wrestled Dolph Ziggler. And then again at Stomping Grounds, he beat Dolph Ziggler. And then I think again at Extreme Rules, then he started wrestling Samoa Joe.
Okay, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. But he didn't have a terrible set of opponents.
Just the matches weren't like...
The Ziggler stuff really sticks out.
Then Ziggler was another big match on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, too. He defended, I think, like 3 times or something.
Yeah, they were doing that a lot. But I thought the matches with Randy Orton were really good. Well,
the problem is the one good match had no finish to it, so that was a huge problem. So it's like, wow, this has to continue, and it's like, this is SummerSlam. You're not supposed to have non-finishes.
And I think the matches with Samoa Joe and with Kevin Owens kind of under-delivered.
Well, that's it. You expect, like, wow, this is going to be a great match, and they were just okay at best.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
And they only lasted about 10 minutes. You know, they weren't very long matches, and they weren't particularly great.
It's too bad because, I mean, you just look at terms of the marquee, it's like they should deliver. It doesn't. But it's also not the main event, too, though. They didn't position Kofi to be the top guy.
That's it. When you're only giving him 10 minutes with Samoa Joe, what's he supposed to do?
Was it even? I feel like it was a very short match.
No, I just...
it was 10?
Yeah, it was just under 10, 9:45.
But even still, WWE title match, 10 minutes? I mean, I imagine the Universal title match was much longer.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying about Kofi's run. He wasn't given that much.
Well, yes and no. I mean, he was given something. It wasn't great, unfortunately. The matches didn't quite deliver. But it wasn't the worst reign ever in WWE history.
It was a lot longer than the Universal title match when Kofi Kingston wrestled Samoa Joe at Extreme Rules 2019.
Uh-huh.
The Universal title match was Brock Lesnar beating Seth Rollins in 17 seconds.
Well, I'm talking.
Oh, I guess there was that was the Seth and Becky versus Baron and Lacey match, right?
Mixed tag. That's what
mixed
I meant.
tag for all the belts, right?
Yeah.
All the belts were on the line there too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, well, that got 20 minutes, and that was like the main event of the show.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Because Brock cashed in after.
The Brock thing, whatever. I mean, that's just Brock, stealing the show. But that's it too. It always centered around Brock. Brock was always the guy. It wasn't Kofi.
No.
And Brock, in the end, took it from Kofi. So it just goes to show you, Brock was the star. Kofi was just kind of the in-between guy, a long transitional champion.
And that's why, like, Kofi, he had a really good run leading into Mania. They gave him his thing at Mania. He didn't do anything wrong. They just kind of decided that he wasn't going to be a long-term star, a long-term main eventer. They knew that they were going to put him back in the tag team division. And that's where he is right now. And that's why I'm saying, at least at this year's WrestleMania, give him like a good tag team match. Don't make it like another multi-man tag team, heavy machinery, the Revival, the Usos, and the New Day in a fatal four-way. Like, don't give me that just to stick everybody on the WrestleMania card, because Kofi deserves better.
I could see that, though, because it's WrestleMania. They try to pack everyone in on that show, so you get multi-man matches.
It's probably what's going to happen. But I'll be displeased, Just like I'll be displeased when Daniel Bryan's in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal or whatever.
Well, I think it's going to be Nakamura, but this happens to a lot of people. Like, you don't always go, like, WWE title match every year. You take a bit of a step down. It happens. Like, after JBL was champion.
It happens to some guys. Some guys it doesn't happen to.
I know. It's not. It doesn't happen to Triple H.
Doesn't happen to Roman.
Well, Seth's taking a step down, right?
Yes.
So there you go.
Surprisingly. But he's still cutting promos before the main event, in the main event.
Right.
A champion, has a group, is the leader of that group, beating everybody up. I mean, you could say Seth has taken a step back, but has he?
Well,
still on Raw. I mean, a lot of the show revolves around Seth Rollins.
I think it goes to show you got to get yourself.
Who's the show about?
Seth, pretty much. Brock, too.
When he shows up.
Brock's been on every week so far, has he not?
Well, past 2-3 weeks.
It's not bad. Well, we're only a couple
and
of weeks
he
into
was
this year.
Barely on the show this week.
That was a nice surprise. I thought it was a great way to end Raw this week.
It was a great way to end Raw because Ricochet wins that triple threat. He beats Seth and Bobby Lashley, and he got a little bit of help from Kevin Owens and Eric from the Viking Raiders, getting some revenge on that Authors of Pain guy, the AOP man.
Razor, I think?
Razor or Toka or whatever their names are.
I think Razor won the match, so.
All right. Well, so they kind of attacked them to make sure that Seth didn't get help. And then Ricochet wound up pinning Bobby Lashley. And then Brock shows up right at the end of the show and hits the F5 on Ricochet, just kind of runs out.
Right.
And it was cool because we didn't know Brock was going to be there. And then Brock just, boom, hits Ricochet with his finishing move. And we're off to the races. Super Showdown, 27th of February, Thursday at noon. It's going to be a Thursday noon show on the 27th of February on the network because they're going to be in Saudi Arabia. And Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Ricochet. A lot of people are saying, why?
Well, remember that low blow that didn't make any sense at the time? Now it makes perfect sense.
I don't remember. Refresh my memory on the low blow.
Brock, Ricochet went in the ring, talked about how he think he can beat Brock.
Right.
And then Brock kicked him in the nuts.
And he said, not scared.
Right.
Ricochet's like, what are you, scared, Brock? And then Brock kicked him low, and he said, not scared. Right, I remember that now.
It all started there.
Okay.
And then they had an incident at the Rumble, too, where Ricochet returned the favor.
Okay.
And helped eliminate him, even though they kind of changed history and just decided Drew did the kick, and that's it. But really, Ricochet hit the low blow, which allowed Drew to hit the kick.
Interesting. So this is kind of a story that's been going with Ricochet and Brock that's kind of been flying under the radar.
A little bit. Well, I don't know if they really expected this to happen, but it just everything fell in the place for it to happen, so they're just going to run with it.
Okay. And now Ricochet is going to get a match with Brock Lesnar, which is cool. it's cool for Ricochet. I'm sure the match will be very good.
I would have rather Bobby Lashley, but oh well.
We still haven't got that Bobby Lashley-Brock Lesnar match. When is that going to happen?
I don't know if it's ever really going to happen because it doesn't really make any sense right now, right?
Just to remind everybody, Bobby Lashley, as a professional mixed martial arts heavyweight, is 15-2. Brock is 5-3.
But Brock never fought it. I mean, Bobby never fought in UFC,
No, he fought in Bellator.
which is still pretty good.
Yeah, Brock fought better opponents. But Bobby has 10 more wins than Brock and 1 fewer loss. And he never failed a drug test
Okay, that's great.
in MMA, unlike Brock.
Which is why I want to see them wrestle each other, which
Yes.
unfortunately has never happened.
Yes. I wouldn't mind seeing them fight each other.
Well, that too, but I mean,
I think Brock would win.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, Brock fought, higher caliber opponents. He
Okay.
fought in the UFC. He fought some really tough guys. Bobby's fought some good guys, but he lost to Chad Griggs. I don't think Brock would ever have lost to Chad Griggs.
Yeah, but I found Bobby improved off his losses.
Yeah.
He realized
I think Bobby, I'm disappointed that he decided to wrestle more than fight. He kind of stepped away from fighting. He hasn't fought in a few years. And I thought he was really good and getting really good and pretty dangerous and a fun guy to watch. I like seeing Bobby Lashley in there for Bellator. It's too bad he's not fighting anymore. But like I said, he's 15-2. And he's on a very long win streak. He hasn't lost in several years. He would still be a monster, I think, in the Bellator heavyweight division. UFC would be tough, but I think he could give those guys some problems. I think USADA might give Bobby some problems, but that's a whole other deal.
Well, Bobby stated last year he wanted to fight Ryan Bader, so he's still interested in fighting.
Let's go. Ryan Bader is the Bellator heavyweight champion. Let's go.
I think once his contract's done in WWE, I think definitely going to see Bobby fight again.
I want to see Bobby versus Jake Hager in Bellator.
Ooh, I don't know if we're going to see that, but we'll see.
That's money.
Yeah,
That's money. You would watch that.
Yeah, but not under WWE contract. That's not happening.
Why not?
They wouldn't allow that to happen. They'd be too scared. Because that's huge then. AEW versus WWE in a real fight, they would never let that happen. Too scared.
That would be huge.
Of course.
Bobby Lashley from the WWE, Jake Hager from AEW, fighting for real in the Bellator cage.
Yeah, but that's it though. WWE's not making money off that.
Ooh. No,
But other people
Bellator
are.
is.
Yeah, that's
Bellator
it.
is.
WWE would never allow that.
Oh,
Never.
come on, Vince.
Never happen.
But what if Bobby look, Bobby would be the favorite in that fight.
Of course.
So,
But there's no guarantees winning that.
no guarantees, but I mean, I think he'd probably win unless Hager hits him with his patented knee to the groin.
Right. You never know.
In which case, Bobby would either lose or win a DQ, or
no contest.
it'd be a no contest. But I think Bobby wins that fight. I think Bobby out-wrestles him, definitely outstrikes him, more power. Hager's younger than him, though. That's an interesting fight. Let's go, Scott Coker. Put that fight together. He's the president of Bellator.
Well, we'll see what happens with that, but I'm
Yeah.
more interested to see what's going to happen with Bobby in WWE right now.
I'm not. He's doing this stuff with, Lada and Liv Morgan and, I guess Ruby Riott now. I'm not interested in what Bobby's doing in WWE. I want to see him fight. What he's doing in WWE has been horrible.
Well, no,
He
it's
is
over.
a big, strong athlete. I want to see him fight. What he's doing right now in WWE is no good.
But it's over now.
He's losing to Ricochet. It's ridiculous.
Wow, there's a lot of interference with that.
Yeah, I know. And Ricochet's a great wrestler. No disrespect, but, Bobby's 250 pounds. And him and Brock is a match I really want to see, and I don't know why WWE just isn't giving it to us. Does Brock not want to do it? What's the deal?
Well, no, I think it's just timing. It doesn't fall into place right now because they're both heels.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I get it. They're trying to build this up. I mean, I think when Bobby breaks up with Lana, that's the time to do it because I think that's when they're going to try to push Bobby as a face.
Drew McIntyre was pretty much on the same level as Bobby Lashley before he won the Rumble, right? mid-level heel on Raw. You could even say he was lower on the totem pole because Bobby was like main eventing with his promos with Lana and Rusev and Liv Morgan.
They were kind of in a faction together with Baron Corbin at the time.
Bobby and
Drew.
Right, at one time.
Right.
So you decide to take Drew, have him win the Rumble, and him turn babyface, and these promos that he's doing, my goodness. You thought John Cena was pandering to the crowd. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's terrible. Come on, bro. This is a joke. And they're eating it up. Where was Raw this week? Oh, Salt Lake City. Get it together, Salt Lake City. Why are you eating this up? I can't wait till Drew McIntyre is somewhere serious. He's not going to be anywhere serious all month. He's going to be in Ontario, California on Monday. That'll be fine. Everett, Washington, they'll probably cheer for him the following Monday. Then Winnipeg, Manitoba. Get ready, Winnipeg. I'm counting on you. Home of Jericho, home of Kenny Omega. It's on you guys to give it to Drew McIntyre. I don't know. But that kind of promo in New York, he's going to get booed out of the building. You kidding me? That's terrible. That's not good stuff. That they're really just trying to get Drew McIntyre to pander to the audience, to please like me. I'm a babyface. I love you guys. That was just awful stuff. And they could have chosen Bobby. Like, they could have said, you know what? Let's, it's never been the time for Bobby and Brock. That's WrestleMania. You want to talk about marquee? You want to talk about big matches? Have Bobby win the Rumble. Have Bobby face Brock. Have Bobby do these stupid pandering promos. And then turn him babyface. And then you do Bobby and Brock at Mania. Now, I know Drew's younger. And there's more upside to Drew because you can have him for maybe 10 years. And Bobby's like, I think, how old is Drew? He's like 34, and Bobby's like 42, I think, right?
Yeah, but
43.
Still, Bobby looks amazing for 42.
He looks incredible, but he's 43. So how many years do you really have left for Bobby Lashley? On the good side, 5 to 7. I mean, maybe he'll wrestle till he's 50, maybe, right?
By the looks of it, he could.
He could. He looks like he could. Drew, though, you probably have 10 to 15 more years of Drew McIntyre in WWE, right? At least 10. At least 10. He'll probably wrestle till he's at least 44, 45 years old, right? The style he wrestles, he seems relatively injury-free.
I actually got injured. Remember that takeover against Andrade, I think?
What happened to him?
He injured, I think, his shoulder or something.
Okay. I don't know, man. You tone your style down. I give him 10 more years.
Okay.
At least. No?
Yeah, it's very possible.
Well, the WWE can look at a guy and say, look, who are we going to push to the next level and make a main eventer? Bobby Lashley, who's 43, or Drew McIntyre, who's 34. I get it. I get why they might go with Drew. But as far as this year, as far as right now, as far as WrestleMania, don't tell me Bobby wouldn't have been a more fun choice.
Oh, without question. But again, it's going for the future, and like Brock just would have retained, I think, instead of Bobby becoming the next big star. Where this, it's like, well, they're trying to build another big star. They just, in my opinion on Raw, they just really dropped the ball with it this week. Drew should have done a better job of like destroying Mojo Rawley instead of like Mojo being like not serious about it, just like turned his back on him and then he walked into his finisher where it's like he only beat him. Drew only beat Mojo because Mojo wasn't taking it seriously. So Drew's not really that big of a threat because he can only beat guys that aren't being serious.
Well, didn't he beat, who did he beat last week? He beat a tag team. He beat Anderson and Gallows.
That was great, but he can't beat Mojo Rawley?
Well,
like,
he
seriously?
could. He beat him.
Yeah, but he wasn't taking it seriously. He was just like, oh, whatever, turn his back on him, and then boom, hit the finish.
Well, I think Mojo seemed a little bit annoyed, legitimately annoyed, with how Drew was treating him in that promo. He was like, I'm telling you, this isn't going to be a match. As soon as I put down this microphone, you just stand over there, Mojo, and as soon as I put down this microphone, I'm going to give you my kick, and it's going to be over 1, 2, 3. And that's exactly what happened,
Right.
And it was just like demeaning. I mean, if you're Mojo Rawley, you're trying to do something, you're trying to be something with this 24/7 title, you're trying to elevate it, you're trying, I see him trying, and then you're put in this spot where Drew McIntyre is just going to turn you into a total jobber and a total loser. It's demeaning. I get why Mojo had that attitude. Maybe he should have taken it more seriously, I guess is what you're saying. Maybe he should have been trying to beat Drew. I don't know. But, when the setup is a kick and that's it sucks for Mojo Rawley when you have to just take that from Drew. And Drew's promo, "Oh, thank you, everybody, for fighting through the blizzard and coming to be here. Thank you, crowd. I love you so much. Brock Lesnar, he attacked me from behind. When my back was turned, I didn't see him. It was from behind." Like, he said it like 4 or 5 times. I was like, yeah, we get it. From behind. We understand what that means. He attacked me from behind while my back was turned. It's like, yeah, dude, you just get to your point. Get to the end of the promo here. You're terrible. And then Brock Lesnar, "I know why you did that to me, because you're apprehensive. You're scared of the sexy Scotsman." Oh, sexy Scotsman. Nice, Drew. He's
got attitude.
Okay. Ooh, hey. It's not good. This is not good. It's not working. I don't know. Maybe it's working for the good people of Salt Lake City, Utah. But, brother, over here, where I'm sitting, it's no good. I hope Brock Lesnar tears that guy's head off at WrestleMania. That guy, that character, that Drew McIntyre, "Thank you for being here. I'm the sexy Scotsman." Ha 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 ha. That guy, I hope Brock suplexes him to death. Come on, man. Let's go, Brock. I'm Team Brock all day.
They definitely need a lot of work on Drew if they're going to make him into the next Austin or Rock. Well, that's it.
Austin or Rock? Are you kidding me?
That's what
Stone Cold Steve Austin could never cut that bad of a promo.
I hope not.
Never. He couldn't. It's impossible. Stone Cold's first day in wrestling, he was cutting better promos than that. Dwayne Johnson, too.
Well,
get out of here. Drew McIntyre will never, ever be Steve Austin or The Rock. Never. We may never see another Steve Austin or The Rock. We've been spoiled, Johnny North. We saw Steve Austin before he was Stone Cold, The Rock when he was Rocky Maivia, and we saw the whole run, the whole progression, the amazing journey that was in pro wrestling.
Right.
It will never be done again. Forget it. Forget it. It's not going to happen. Those two guys, it's iconic. Like, forget it, man. Though we were spoiled, and that's what I've come to that conclusion. We saw the best guys to ever do it, and there will never be anybody that comes close to those guys. Who cuts a promo these days? Who can cut a good promo in pro wrestling?
Well, we've said it off the air. Jericho's the best right now.
Jericho's the best.
Question.
But he's from that era.
A little bit.
Of like, you have to cut a hell of a promo if you're going to get over. Now, no one's cutting promos. Now you have to do some flips if you want to get over. You got to do some cool moves. Got to be a good wrestler in the ring. It's very much in ring. That's what's going to put you over. And that's fine. But like, promos, it's a lost art at this point. Guys like The Rock and Steve Austin and Ric Flair, they don't exist anymore. Guys like Val Venus don't exist anymore. Back then, back in the day, in the late 90s, you had everybody cutting promos. Austin, Rock, Triple H with DX, right? And then even the mid-card guys like Val Venus and Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, they could all cut fantastic promos. Goldust.
Billy Gunn questionable, but
whatever. He did his little thing,
Right.
But you had these guys on all levels that could cut promos. Nowadays, you struggle to find a guy who's really good on the microphone, who could take the microphone and it's going to be good every time. Jericho right now in AEW is one of those guys. AEW is a different story than the WWE, because in WWE, it's very scripted. You have to kind of learn your lines, and everybody pretty much winds up sounding the same. In AEW, it's a little different, and we're seeing some originality in some of these promos and some more compelling stuff. I think MJF is very good. He's one of the best promo guys going right now, and it's almost a throwback to a guy who can just get in there with a microphone and kill it for 10 minutes.
Well, MJF's the next big star in wrestling right now. There's no question about that. He became a made star in wrestling this week.
We will get to MJF, and we will get to what he did this week that made him a superstar, and should he beat Cody Rhodes? Because you can talk about Super Showdown. Forget about Super Showdown. Revolution is the show I want to watch. That's taking place on the 29th of this month, the 29th of February in Chicago, Illinois. That is going to be a big-time show, and Cody Rhodes will be wrestling MJF. Should Cody put MJF over? We will discuss that and more when we come back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. Commercial time. It's our commercial break time.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That's a tough question. I don't know. I don't think he has to, but
Just save it, bro. Don't answer the question now. Wait till the next segment.
I haven't answered.
You're pondering. You're pondering. Promos, man. You know, I don't want to be too harsh on everybody in pro wrestling, but you're just not seeing good promos on a major TV show in wrestling these days. The WWE, I mean, as soon as these guys get a microphone, it's like, please stop. Becky's pretty good. Becky Lynch is good. She's a good promo.
Yeah, Becky was okay this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. But that was about it, though.
Yeah. Aleister Black was weird.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that. So
that was not really good, but my God, did he beat the shit out of Eric Young. See him bust his face open? Aleister Black hits hard, man. That guy's a beast. Well, I like him.
It was him
again,
or Drew, right?
It should have been him. It should have been him. Like, anybody but Drew. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I feel bad saying it, but I don't see it. I don't see that as a match at WrestleMania that's going to blow people away or, you know. And then Drew McIntyre when he's the champion.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they need a lot of work on this right now because right now I'm not believing in it, but someone sees something.
It feels like Lex Luger.
No.
Yeah. It feels like the Lex Express.
Lex was a lot more over, I thought.
Probably, but it feels like they're just trying to force it. You know, they're like, yeah, Drew McIntyre, he's going to be the guy.
Because the Lex Express, that wasn't really forced. It was just like, it was a moment, and they just carried on that moment. Like Drew, I mean, he got the Rumble, but there's not much to the character, though. At least with Lex, there was a character you could build on. He was a hero. He was a role model. Drew McIntyre is not anything, really. That's what they need to build on, his character. Because there's not much to him. Like,
he's not anything.
No, he's not. Like, he's just a guy with a look. That's it. Looks a lot like me, but that's about it. I mean, it's cool.
Not as good.
Well, no, but they polished my look pretty much, and like he looks better in it. So
you think? How
Yeah.
dare? How? No. You're more jacked than him, no?
No, I think he's actually more jacked than me.
You think he's bigger than you?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he taller than you?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh no.
See, they just got a better version in a sense.
Yeah, but so you're saying you're a shitty Drew McIntyre? Is that what you're saying?
In a sense.
Oh, that sucks.
I think some people look at me like that. Yeah, sure.
Oh.
It's sad, but
you're like understandable. You don't have an accent.
it's a little bit different too, right? I've also strayed away from that look because, they took that look, so.
They stole it from you.
Well, whatever. I mean, that's what problems when you try out for WWE. Like, they look at you and they're like, oh, that looks good. We'll try it with this guy, so. That's on me. That's my fault.
Well, we'll learn. We'll learn from these mistakes, John. And you can learn about Stitcher by checking out Stitcher Premium. We've been making podcasts for a long time, and many of you have been using Stitcher to stream or download our shows. Stitcher offering you the Ringside Report universe as part of the sponsorship of our work, a special offer on the premium version of Stitcher. Now, besides all of our shows, you can listen to over 100,000 podcasts on your iPhone, Android tablet, PC, Amazon Echo, or in your car. On demand, ad-free with Stitcher Premium. They've got all sorts of podcasts that you listen to. They've got Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums, and more. It's just $4.99 a month, $34.99 a year. What you want to do is go to Stitcher.com/premium right now. Use the promo code RINGSIDE for a free month. of Stitcher Premium. So you go to Stitcher.com/premium, use the promo code Ringside for a free month to let Stitcher know that we sent you.
Cool.
That's how we do it. And now for our friends over at IP Vanish. You need a VPN. You need to protect yourself on the internet. Are you using public Wi-Fi on your phone or your tablet? You need a VPN to protect yourself so you don't get hacked. You do not want to get hacked. You do not want your information stolen, your photos, your videos, or whatever else you have on your phone. You do not want these things getting out, your banking information. All sorts of things could happen if you are not protected on the internet, if you're not protected on your phone or tablet. Now, IP Vanish is your hookup. What you want to do is you go to vpn.ringsidereport.net right now. vpn.ringsidereport.net. And from now until the end of the month, for the IP Vanish 8th birthday, for new users, you can earn a special savings as part of the IP Vanish celebration. They're offering 67% off the annual VPN subscription, along with 250 gigs of free Sugarsync cloud storage. You want to be safe. You want to have safe storage. You want this package. Now, right now, you can get it for as low as $3.99 a month for your VPN. Go to vpn.ringsidereport.net, sign up to IP Vanish today, help us produce more content at the same time, and secure yourself on the internet. It's really a win-win. You get more content from the Ringside Report Network, and you keep yourself safe, and you don't get hacked.
So AJ got hacked, right?
Of course. And then he got a VPN, and he didn't get hacked anymore. And that's the story of AJ.
He accuses you of the hacking, actually, but...
He accuses me of hacking him?
He thinks you were behind it, yeah.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Oh, we'll talk about him, Dave and Johnny, I guess.
I would never hack AJ. Okay, we can talk about it on Dave and Johnny Live, which you can watch on the YouTube channel right now, because this show comes out after Dave and Johnny Live. So
there you go.
You know? Okay? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back to the thing.
Right, J-Rock.
Exactly. You caught it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He's Johnny North.
Hey.
Wrestling Uncensored is the show. RingsideReport.net is the website. Go there right now. Check out our UFC 247 watch-along. John Jones, Dominic Reyes for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. We are watching that fight live. When it goes down, you could check it out. 10 p.m. Eastern, we're on for the entire pay-per-view. Check out the video on our website, RingsideReport.net. Watch UFC 247 with us. The Ringside Report, world-famous UFC watch-alongs. We do watch-alongs for the UFC pay-per-views. We do watch-alongs for the WWE big events. We did one for the Royal Rumble. We had a lot of fun watching the Rumble. You can still go check that out on our website. You can watch it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. Big John.
Yes.
AEW this week was pretty exciting. Good stuff from AEW. You know, they had their highs and their lows. The main event, Cody Rhodes taking the lashes, 10 belt whips from his arch nemesis, MJF.
It was the moment of the week, in my opinion. Quite emotional, quite painful to watch. Really well done. I think one of the best segments I've seen from AEW since they did the first pay-per-view.
It was emotional. Cody is really good at selling, right? Like, when Cody is in pain, you feel the pain. He's really good at that, and his father was really good at that, and his brother's really good at that. You know, it runs in the family. The Rhodes family can sell. And when Cody was taking those lashes, you saw it on his body. He was getting beat up. There were welts and bruises and cuts all over his back and his shoulders and his neck. It was nasty.
He was bleeding.
He was bleeding. And those were real shots from the belt. There was nothing fake about that. You want to say pro wrestling? Whatever you want. That was pure violence. There was nothing fake about that. That was as real as it gets. That's a man taking 10 hard belt lashes to the back and neck and shoulder. And my goodness. Cody Rhodes, he's putting himself through it. He is suffering for his company, for AEW. And you can't help but respect the guy.
Easily the top face in the company. I mean, it's obvious everyone's behind him because they really want to see him destroy MJF. I think it was a really nice touch to have all his friends come down and then to have his wife at the end, who's been somewhat of a heel, to come down anyways because, you know, she's worried about her husband. That was really, in my opinion, the best moment.
Yeah, Arn Anderson comes out, who's Cody's manager or coach or whatever. Then Dustin Rhodes comes out, and the Young Bucks come out, and then Brandy came out. And Brandy's been kind of a heel for a while with that Nightmare Collective, although we haven't really seen them for a bit, so maybe they dropped it because it wasn't working. I don't know. But Brandy seemed to be really concerned for Cody, and but she was telling him, you know, one more, because this is part of the stipulation. If Cody wants to get his hands on MJF, if he wants to wrestle MJF at Revolution on the 29th, he had to take these 10 lashes from MJF, and he also will have to wrestle Wardlow, I think, on the 26th. Is it going to be the last?
It's actually the 19th.
Oh, it's going to be in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the 19th, in a couple of weeks' time, it'll be Cody versus Wardlow in a steel cage. So MJF laid out these stipulations. You know, he had to take the lashes, he had to not touch MJF until the pay-per-view, and he had to wrestle Wardlow in a steel cage. So Cody's now, you know, continues not to touch MJF. He's taking the lashes. He's got to get through the match with Wardlow, and then he'll get his match with MJF at Revolution, which that's really the match of the card. Like, you're looking at everything else. I guess Jericho and Moxley, that's another big one. Kenny Omega and Pac, that seems to be official right now.
Actually,
right?
that's going to happen before the pay-per-view.
Really?
It'll be on the 26th, a 30-minute Iron Man match. It's going to be Pac against Kenny Omega on the 26th of February, right before the pay-per-view.
Why?
I guess because they're going to have another match at the pay-per-view.
What?
I imagine it's going to be Kenny Omega. They haven't announced this yet, but I think it's going to be Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defending the AEW Tag Team titles against the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view. That's why they're doing that match before the pay-per-view.
Interesting. That would make sense. Because Kenny and Hangman, they have that whole thing with the Bucks. There was an 8-man tag this week. Kenny and Hangman and the Bucks taking on the Lucha Brothers and the Butcher and the Blade. And Hangman looked hurt. He didn't want to tag out to the Bucks. And then he wound up losing the match. And then he was upset afterwards. There's definitely some friction there between Hangman and the Bucks. And Kenny's kind of caught in the middle. And it seems like he's more with the Bucks right now. But, yeah, that tag team match seems like it would be good for Revolution. I would like to see that one. Interesting that they're doing the Pac rubber match on TV.
Iron Man, too.
It's going to be fun. Right now, the only match that is actually official is Jericho versus Moxley. That's the only official match. I mean, you expect Cody and MJF is going to happen too. But we're 3 weeks out. They have 3 weeks of TV, and they don't do many pay-per-views. I'm a little bit surprised that we don't have more matches announced. Like, we're not building towards more things right now in AEW.
Well, they already sold out the pay-per-view, so they don't have to worry about selling tickets. People are already going to go watch it. And if you like the last pay-per-view, you'll want to see it again. So it's not too hard, I think, to put the card together. I don't expect a lot of matches because, like, the pay-per-views are way too long. You only need 5 or 6 matches.
Okay, what do you do?
Well, I think you do the Cody MJF. You do Jericho Moxley. You do that tag team match. And then the rest, it just fills it up by itself. You can have random tag teams against each other. Women against each other.
Riho title defense.
Rio and friends, against Nyla Rose and friends,
Mm-hmm. Some sort of Darby Allin.
Yeah, Darby Allin's doing something. Darby Allin had like a flamethrower this week.
Yeah, but it was just like a video.
I guess he could wrestle Sammy Guevara. I could see that actually at the pay-per-view.
Okay. Not bad.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's really those matches that sell it. I think it was like the last pay-per-view, too. It was just the Jericho match and the Kenny match with Moxley. Those 2 matches sold the last pay-per-view. And what happened again with this one? Just 2 matches.
Dark Order SCU, they have something going on.
Yeah, I guess something will happen with that, a 6-man, sure.
SCU beat the Best Friends on Dynamite this week, and then the Dark Order showed up and beat everybody up, including Orange Cassidy. Even
heat.
Orange took a beating.
Great heat.
Well, Orange better get ready to take a beating because he's going to be wrestling Minoru Suzuki at Joey Janela's Spring Break WrestleMania week there.
Do you know that Orange Cassidy sells the most shirts in AEW right now?
Really?
It's crazy, but he's the most popular guy.
I don't even know what his shirt is. Is it just like a picture of him?
I think it's a freshly squeezed, I think, I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Cool. Well, good for Orange Cassidy. He's over, man.
Well,
People don't like him. You know, Jim Cornette and people like that. They hate Orange Cassidy.
Well, my problem is they haven't really explained like who Orange Cassidy is. A lot of the problem with a lot of AEW is just like, well, there's these characters, and it's like, who the heck are these guys? You never explain these characters. I don't watch Being the Elite all the time. Like, I don't know these people.
Well, we've seen Orange Cassidy enough on Dynamite. You kind of figured out who he is.
You've got to get the idea of what he is, but like, why is he here? And like, what's the point of Orange Cassidy? Just to be with best friends? That's it?
For now.
He doesn't want to wrestle?
What's the point of Jake Hager?
Well, he's the bodyguard in a sense, right? For Jericho?
So Orange Cassidy's the bodyguard for best friends.
Yeah, he's not really.
They just have a different choice of bodyguard. He's like their manager.
He's more of like a tag along than anything. Like,
yeah,
lies down with them, like when they all fall down, kind of thing.
That was great. That was a great spot.
Well, it gets over. People want to see that, so it's great.
It's funny.
I think they can do a better job of explaining their characters. They're starting to somewhat do that now a bit, but very slowly, it seems.
Kip Sabian beating Joey Janela. I thought that they were going to build that a little bit more.
They could have done a much better job with that, too. Again, like, okay, we know that they broke up, Joey Janela and Penelope Ford.
Yeah, and now Penelope Ford is with Kip Sabian. And that's real, right?
I don't know if that's real, but whatever. I mean, they did actually break up, Joey Janela and Penelope Ford. That's
were they
real.
a real couple?
They were a real couple. They did break up. That's true.
Okay.
I don't know if Kip is with Penelope, though.
Oh.
But whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well, they're kissing on TV, at least.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean,
they seem like they're together on TV. I don't know.
Doesn't really matter, but they could have done a better job of, like, how did they break up? You know, they could have had a sit-down interview with Janela, and they could have got more into this. They could have got more personal.
Yeah, I thought they were going to build it a little bit longer before they had the match. When they had the match on AEW this week, I was like, oh, really? And then they had a finish with Kip just winning. You know, a little bit of a distraction there from Penelope, but not much.
It lacked the heat because people weren't invested into it enough. You had the low blow behind the scenes, and you had the kiss where they kissed Janela when he was in the crowd in the Cody match. There wasn't enough, in my opinion. I mean, you knew a little bit about it, but not enough to really care.
Yep, and you know, I don't think it was great. I don't think they did a great job with the Kip Sabian Joey Janela thing. Maybe they're going to keep it going, but I don't know. I thought that there was more there, and they could have built it a little bit longer. So that's pretty much what's going on in AEW. I just want to shift back into the WWE. Something they did really well this week was introducing Angel Garza to Monday Night Raw. I thought that was fantastic. The way he came out with Zelina Vega. Humberto Carrillo is in the ring. Humberto had taken out Andrade last week with the DDT on the floor. And then Angel Garza shows up, and he's Humberto's cousin. And Garza cuts a fantastic promo. So natural, so perfect. He says, you know, I'm the leader of the family, Humberto, and you know that, and you answer to me. And Humberto, you're a disgrace to everybody here. You're a disgrace to our family. You're a disgrace to all Latinos. And then Humberto starts yelling at him in Spanish, and then Zelina slapped Humberto. I thought that whole segment was fantastic, and then Garza starts attacking him. And then Garza goes to do the DDT on the floor on Humberto to take him out. But then Rey Mysterio shows up. He makes the save for him. And then all of a sudden, it's Rey Mysterio versus Angel Garza, which is like, whoa, cool. I didn't think this was going to happen on Raw. It's a match that you didn't expect to happen. And then when it's happening, it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. The finish was strange.
Well, I don't know if they wanted Garza to lose, right? But he kind of had to lose.
So what happened was Garza is wrestling Rey, and they're having a match, and then Garza goes outside the ring, and then he hits Rey on the exposed concrete with the DDT, and the bell rings immediately.
Right.
What was the decision? They didn't say what happened. They didn't say who won. I figured it was a no contest.
I figured DQ.
A disqualification because you're not allowed to use the floor.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to use that.
You're not allowed to DDT. You're allowed to DDT somebody outside of the ring on the mat.
Right.
But if you lift the mat and DDT them, that's a disqualification?
It can be, yeah.
So that is what happened. That was the finish of the match because I wasn't sure. They didn't even announce it. Like, please bring back the announcer announcing the result of the match after the match. It just feels right. I don't know why the WWE doesn't do it anymore. They used to do it. I'm pretty sure AEW does it.
They do. Well, they haven't done DQs yet in AEW.
What? Okay. That's weird.
It's
I haven't had
better.
a single disqualification.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think so. I mean, no, like they had like a table finish where it just ended after a table match, right? They put them through a table,
Right.
and it ended there. But that made sense.
Huh.
I don't believe there's been a single disqualification, even though in the first show there should have been a disqualification. Remember when Moxley came in and took out Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
Why was there no DQ? So I figure there's no DQs in AEW.
Interesting. That's something I haven't noticed, but yeah. I guess there haven't been any disqualifications. I can't think of one. So in the WWE, I don't know. Why can't they just announce this, Rey Mysterio wins by disqualification? Because Angel Garza hit him on the floor. Like, why can't they say it? Why can't the commentary team say it at least? Nobody said it. Nobody explained to me who won the match.
Well, because that's not the important part of the story. The important part of the story is the match is over, and now, Angel Garza's on top, and Rey's pretty much taken out now.
Right.
That's what they want to focus on.
Right. And I think it did a great job of making Angel Garza into a star. I think, he looked better on Raw than he has on NXT. Like, he seemed like a star.
Without question, yeah.
Right?
NXT, just like whatever, a guy.
He's just like a guy. What happened on Raw? What was the difference?
Well, on Raw, they focused more on the character. They gave him promo time,
Promo with Zelina.
Yeah.
The promo on Humberto, too. And then wrestling Rey Mysterio. I mean, they introduced him very well. They did a great job bringing in Angel Garza. And now I'm invested in what they do next with Angel Garza and Zelina. And if Andrade comes back, I don't want to see Angel Garza disappear. Right?
Well, it's tough because he wrestled on NXT this week, so he's not really gone from NXT, right? He still wants to go for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, so I feel he's just a replacement right now until Andrade comes back.
Disappointing.
Well, you never know. He might stay around.
But, it just goes to show Rey Mysterio, don't help people because, you helped Humberto. You saved him from getting the DDT, but then you took the DDT. So, doesn't pay to help your friends.
Yeah, but that's Rey, though. Rey does that. Rey's an awesome guy.
He's a great man.
Booyaka.
Booyaka. Charlotte Flair cut a promo this week, and Rhea Ripley showed up on Raw. And then Charlotte Flair showed up on NXT and cut a promo with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and then they kind of took her out. So it's pretty much official. I mean, it's not official, but Charlotte won the Royal Rumble. She said, I've already won the SmackDown title and beat Bayley and won the Raw title, and I've beat Becky, and, Rhea Ripley shows up, and, of course, Rhea has not wrestled Charlotte, so Charlotte hasn't had the chance to beat her yet. And that seems to be the match for WrestleMania. But it's one of these things that WWE, they'll just kind of, they'll continue to tease something that we know is going to happen.
They always do this.
I would rather they just get it over with, because when they finally say, oh, okay, fine, we're going to have the match, it's like, yeah, we know. We've known this for several weeks. Why is Rhea Ripley showing up on Raw? Why is Charlotte Flair going to NXT? Oh, because they're going to wrestle at WrestleMania? There's no other explanation.
I would like if Charlotte teases a bit, like goes to SmackDown as well. Teases.
She's
something.
not going to.
I know, but it would help the storyline a little bit, where it's like, well, maybe I'll choose Bayley instead.
Ridiculous. It's not going to happen. Speaking of SmackDown, I want to give a shout out to Naomi and her cool new helmet. That thing is awesome. And Becky Lynch and her cool new sunglasses. Those things are very, very cool too.
That kick thing was kind of stupid, but whatever.
What kick thing?
You didn't see that with Sane on the ground? Like, she went to go kick her, and like she just like fake kicked her almost, like just to push her away kind of thing. That was stupid.
I thought the promo was all right from Becky.
Yeah, it was good. It was fine. Like, I'm glad that we're going to get this match again because I think it's something for Becky to do, but we know Becky's going to win, though.
I think Becky cuts the best promos on Raw.
Well, I think Kevin Owens, when Kevin Owens is given stuff. Kevin Owens, in my opinion, like, they really could have made Kevin into something big this week when he was in that situation when he was 1-on-3.
He should have won.
Well, they cut away way too early. Like, right before he's about to get in the ring, they cut away. Like, it would have been great if, like, he went in the ring, fought with him a bit, then they cut away. Like, the reaction was going to be huge when he got in the ring, but you didn't get to see that, unfortunately. And, of course, yeah, he lost, too. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, because it was Buddy Murphy and the AOP versus Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders in an elimination tag team match, right? And one of the Viking Raiders got eliminated because Seth Rollins was outside the ring and curb stomped him, and then he took the pinfall inside the ring, right? Eric.
Yes.
And then Ivar, he went up against the ring. He hit into the LED board, and he injured his shoulder. Not really, but like for storyline purposes, injured his shoulder at the same time that Eric got eliminated. So then Kevin Owens was by himself against Buddy Murphy and the AOP. He winds up eliminating Buddy Murphy, eliminating one of the AOPs, but then with a little Seth Rollins interference, losing to the last guy, the AOP guy. It would have been nice had Kevin Owens just beat the AOP guy and had won. It would have made him look pretty strong. He got like a standing ovation there in the ring, and that's what you're talking about. After the match, the reaction from the crowd, big standing ovation, but they didn't let it kind of sit there to see how the crowd was appreciating Kevin Owens. They gave him a standing ovation, and you saw it for like half a second before they cut away to whatever was next.
Some backstage
little promo,
Yeah.
right? They could have stayed on that shot to really appreciate Kevin Owens and kind of make him for the home audience, because in the crowd, he was over. But you didn't get to see that moment. It was a moment, but the WWE cut away way too quickly. You're right.
Well, it just goes to show you, like, they're not going that direction of trying to make Kevin into the next big star. Like, he's there, he's feuding with Seth Rollins, but he's just there, and it's too bad because he should be more.
Yeah, he could have been. He could have won the Rumble. They could have been doing way more with Kevin Owens. I think they're doing something, but I'm not really sure what it is. Best case scenario, what does he do at Mania?
Well, he wrestles Seth Rollins, I think.
One-on-one for nothing.
It's really the best case at this point. Maybe he goes for the tag titles.
Maybe him and Joe. Joe comes back and they team up against Buddy and Seth.
It's the best case right now because you got nothing else.
Yeah. And Braun Strowman is the new Intercontinental Champion. What does this mean for Braun? Sheamus, you think, at Mania?
100%.
You like him as Intercontinental Champion?
Braun Strowman, it's okay for now, but it's tough to get challengers because, like, who can beat him? I think Sheamus is the only true threat on SmackDown. I can't think of anyone else.
I think that'd be a good match, too. I like that. I like it, Big Johnny. All right, we are running short on time here. When is your next match? When can people see you in the ring?
So February 23rd, we'll be back at the Torture Chamber in Montreal North, 4325 Industrial Boulevard. Bell time 2 p.m., February 23rd. I'm in a tag match. Main event, 2.
Ooh, main event.
Big match.
February 23rd. That's going to be a big one. For more info on that, you could follow him on Twitter at North Genesis, on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. You could follow me on all the things at Dave Simon MMA. For more mixed martial arts coverage, you can check out our UFC 247 watch along on the YouTube channel. Check it out as well on our website, www.ringsidereport.net. Thank you to everyone for watching and listening. Thanks to everybody helping us out on the radio side as well. And for Big Johnny, I'm Dave Simon, and this has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.